So tell me, Amy, what do you really want to get out of life?
Well, I really, all I really want really is just to sing and to have people hear my music and my sound and you know, I just want to be able to live my life the way that I want to live it, without people making crazy assumptions or you know, presuming that they're going to know what I'm going to be. And I just want to be Amy Winehouse and not, you know, I just want to be loved and to love unconditionally.
What you want.
Why do you think you get so much media attention?
I don't know what you expect, because if you're famous in this country and you're doing well, then you're going to get media attention. And if you're, you know, if you've got a bit of attitude and you're different and you go out and you like to have a good time and you've got the tattoos and the hair and the makeup, then yeah, you're going to get media attention. And if, you know, if you like to have a few drinks now and then and you're out with your friends and whatever and you have a relationship and everyone wants to know every single bit about that relationship, no matter what you're doing, and it gets a bit rough sometimes, then yeah, you're going to get media attention. And most of all, in this country, if you're fucking famous and you're doing well, then they just, you know, you're going to get media attention. So no matter what happens, no one's going to get me to stop singing. So say what they want.
The media attention was really difficult for Amy because she already had a really difficult past, eating disorders, family problems.
The press hounded her every chance they could. It was a nightmare. Every single moment, her every single move was recorded.
I think Amy Winehouse was really shocked at the amount of media attention she got, and I don't think she knew how to cope with that. She still thought she was the girl in Camden that could go down to her local pub and get drunk. Amy always just saw herself as a girl that could sing, and that was it.
Who introduced you to music, Amy?
My dad actually introduced me to music when I was really young. He used to always sing to me Frank Sinatra songs, and yeah, I used to sing with him to express myself.
Her parents always said she was always a performer. She could be shy, but she loved acting up, and she used to sing so much in class that her teachers had to tell her to be quiet because she could never stop singing.
Hello? Yes? This is Amy's mother. Detention again? This is the third time this month. Don't tell me she's been singing in class again. We have tried talking to her about it. Want us to come in for a meeting? Let me talk to Mitch about it.
My grandma, she was the one who really understood that it was like my passion, and she was the one who suggested that I go to the Susie Earnshaw Theatre School, and she spoke to my mum and dad and said, you know, it would give me direction and focus.
When Amy was around 14, 15, her childhood friend, who she'd known since she was about 5, Julia Ashby, they formed a rap duo.
Like, me and her used to hang out all the time, and yeah, she was my best friend, really. I guess she still is one of my best friends. I just don't really get to see her as much as I'd like, with, you know, and yeah, we just would hang out and listen to music, and we like the same things, and we love Salt and Pepper.
Juliet, you know, we should write songs like Salt and Pepper. And we need a name. I've got it. We could be sweet and sour. You could be sweet. And you'd be sour. I love it. My name is Amy, but I'm known as Sour. Coming at you with some real girl power. Maybe you've heard of me. They call me Sweet, and I'm here to lay down some real slick beats.
It was a fun way for Amy to start practicing her musical talents.
In her very early teens, she played guitar with her older brother, and she enjoyed writing very much.
There's one song that was really embarrassing called Star Sliding. I think that was the worst thing I ever wrote. But I think that music, when I was growing up, I mean, the things that were in the pop charts or that were being released at the time, I just felt like, this isn't music, this is just watered down, or this is just crap that someone else has written for you and you have to sing it. So I just started writing as a challenge, to challenge myself to see what I could write, or just because there wasn't really anything else there at the time that I could listen to. I mean, having listened to great artists and songwriters like Carole King and James Taylor, I just felt like there was nothing really new that represented me or the way that I felt. So I just started writing really as my own stuff and from personal experiences.
Come in.
Amy, can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure.
Probably heard your mum and I talking.
All I've been hearing is yelling.
Things haven't been good for both of us.
Obviously.
Amy, please, let me explain.
Fine.
Things haven't been so good for a long time now. Honestly, I've not been very happy.
Let me guess. You getting divorced?
Unfortunately, yes.
So you're just going to abandon Mum and me?
I'm not going to abandon you. Your mum and I agreed. It'd be better for all of us if we just lived our lives apart. Then perhaps we'd both be happy.
Will you still be around and all?
You'll still see me, just not as often.
Well, enjoy your new life.
How'd you feel when your parents got divorced?
It hurt. It really fucking hurt.
I don't think her father or mother knew how hard it was for Amy, and how much it was troubling for the rest of her life.
So tell me, Amy, what did you do to cope with your parents' divorce?
I went out I just went out a lot with my friends and we just used to hang out like wherever. It didn't matter where I was going as long as I was out of the house and yeah. I don't know, my parents thought that my friends were really shady and I guess looking back on it they were a little bit, but I don't know, they had time for me and they liked me, so.
Do you feel like your parents stopped giving you as much attention after the divorce as you wanted?
Yeah, it's just that things changed and it was just weird and I don't know, I just didn't really want to be there as much and I don't really know. Maybe it was just I was just a teenager and that would have happened anyway, I don't know, but yeah, I just went out a lot.
Amy.
How old were you, Amy, when you went to Sylvia Young?
I was 13 when I went to Sylvia Young Theatre School and it was it's a cool place. It's just, I don't know, it was a little bit too too like High School Musical for me. I mean, it just wasn't really me.
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Winehouse. I'm afraid we just cannot keep your daughter at the school any longer.
What about a second chance?
We have given more second chances than we normally do. Amy has disobeyed her teachers repeatedly, treating them with disrespect. She breaks school rules by sneaking out. We simply cannot allow that. To be honest, she simply does not seem to be applying herself. We have very high standards in both conduct and academics, and she is not meeting either. She showed so much potential when she first arrived, but now we're just not seeing the dedication that we require.
I see.
We have an extensive wait list. Most pupils would be honoured to be at Sylvia Young.
She was a rebel and an anti-conformist, and she did not like rules. She shunned rules.
Tell me about your eating disorders.
Well, I guess I've always had an issue with food a little bit, like, especially when I was younger and that. But yeah, I guess I've had every eating disorder you can have, like a bit of anorexia and a bit of bulimia, and I don't know if I'm totally okay now, but I'm not sure what any woman really is.
Eating disorders? There's never been anything wrong with Amy. She's perfectly healthy. She's never had an eating disorder.
Amy, are you okay? You really should eat your food. Look how skinny you are.
I'm not hungry.
Please, just eat a little bit, dear.
No,
Can I get you something else instead?
leave me alone.
Your daughter had a lot of problems with food, didn't she?
What?
Bulimia, anorexia, you know, she had a lot of problems with eating when she was a child, Amy did?
Amy just never really ate that much. I always wondered why, but I just didn't get it. She looks too skinny. Food has definitely become her enemy, and I never have and still can't do anything about it.
I guess it was when I first left the house that things actually started to get quite cool, and I was writing about music for the World Entertainment News Network, and I started dating this guy, Tyler James, and he's a soul singer, and yeah, I mean, he was the first person, except for my grandma, who actually believed in me, and he, liked my music and was like, yeah, you could be a success, and that was really cool.
Tell me who was some of your major musical influences when you got started.
I really like older music stuff. I always listen to stuff from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s more than modern stuff, like people like Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday as well. And it's just those women, they knew how to sing, and like people nowadays, they don't know how to sing like that, and they don't look like that either. No one, it was after I started doing my hair, like, in the Beehive with the eyeliner, and then, like, Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes, and that's when people really started to pay attention to me and notice me, and, that I was different, and yeah, that's when I became became Amy Winehouse, I guess.
You became Amy Winehouse?
Yeah.
Ronnie Spector was leaving a venue and she saw the New York Post, someone handed it to her. Amy was on the front page and she was quoted as saying, "I looked at it, I didn't know who this person was, I'd never met her before, but I thought, that's me." Then I realised it was Amy Winehouse, so I didn't have my glasses on, but this girl was so much like me.
So Amy, tell me about the Bolsha Band.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, we really connected because they dug my sound, and so we started playing some local pub gigs and that, and yeah, like it was quite fun. I quite enjoyed it really, and there were a lot of cool people, and people came to see us, and yeah, it was good. And it was that time that I got representation, and because Tyler had helped me make my very first demo, and yeah, it got picked up by Simon Fuller, and then after that, Darkest Beast from Island Universal heard me singing on a CD by the Lewison Brothers, and yeah, he decided he wanted me for his label, and so Darkest, and then they fought over me for a bit, and then Darkest won out.
The smell of you simply gets me high, and your ecstasy has enveloped every bitty part of me. How did you do that? But when you're far away,
Get me the Lewison Brothers. I need to find out who the girl vocalist on the recording is. I don't care if someone else is holding her contract. I'm gonna make this girl a star.
I don't wanna give in, but I just cannot control myself.
So tell me, Amy, tell me what your songs are about.
Well, I sing and I write about things that I feel and things that I know, and I think that's why people listen to my music, is because it's real and it's something that they can relate to.
"2003," your music. Can you tell me more about that?
That's about the time when I connected with a producer called Salam Remy, and he helped me to produce my first record, which was Stronger Than Me, and yeah, and Island Universal they were really good to me, and they got me to the point where I was ready to record my first ever full-length record, and that was Frank, and that was in 2003, and yeah, I mean, I got a lot of praise for Frank, and it was weird, like me and a 19-year-old Jewish Cockney girl from North London, like suddenly being compared to Sarah Vaughan and Macy Gray. It was weird.
It was all about the vocals and the lyrics that caught the attention of critics and listeners.
She was this 5'0" girl with a Cockney accent that went up and sang jazz, as though she was this 40-year-old blues singer. I mean, it was just phenomenal.
It's very jazz influenced, but it's also very much the new as well. Like, it's very hip hop. It's very, very beats driven, and I think everything I've ever listened to over the last 20 years, like from Frank Sinatra and all the jazz greats like Sarah Vaughan and all that, right up until the hip hop artists like KRS-One and LL Cool J when he was young, and Salt and Pepper. I used to love them, and Left Eye. Well, she was one of my proper idols when I was young, and yeah, Mos Def and all of them. Like, I think that it's everything from the old, but from the new as well. So it's really a crossover, really.
The second I heard her sing, I knew that everything I thought about music was going to change. I just fell in love with everything. I told everyone about it. I listened to Frank a million times. You know, she was the change that British music needed. She was bringing something new and something just so contradictory.
I called it Frank because Frank Sinatra is one of my heroes, but really it means Frank as in honest. And I always wanted to have a one-word title, like one strong word. And I think it's a good strong word.
Amy's debut album, Frank, helped open the doors for her. People started to recognize that she wasn't the average artist, that she had soul, that she had emotion.
The writing was so raw and it was so honest that it took a lot of people really aback, because she'd be vulgar, but it was wrapped up in this beautiful, deep, soulful voice.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Frank, I did, and I just think it wasn't exactly the album I was hoping for, and like there was a few mixes on there that wasn't too happy about, and like a few of the different sounds. Just think it wasn't 100% me. Like I wasn't fully behind that record.
But didn't it go platinum?
Yeah, it went platinum, and that was cool, and got invited to festivals, and I got a lot of praise, and it was a good album, and it's just wasn't 100%. It didn't fully represent, me and who I am as an artist and my sound.
She wanted to see a return to the type of music where the vocals were the most important aspect of the music, rather than high production value of pop music, and that's why she crafted this very unique signature style of fusing jazz and soul.
She felt like the record label was kind of trying to push her into a position that wasn't really her.
Amy, why don't you tell me about your relationship with Blake?
Well, I met Blake in 2005, and I'd never met anyone like that before.
Can you tell me where you two first met?
Well, the first time I met him, actually, we were in a pub. I remember the first time I met him, and I asked him, I was like, when's your birthday? And he said September 14th, and I was like, asked me when my birthday is. And he did, and I was like, September 14th, and I was like, isn't that weird? And he was like, no, not really. Loads of people have sex around Christmas and New Year. That's just exactly how he is. That just sums up our whole relationship. Like, I'm the dreamer with my head in the clouds, and he's just like... Anyway.
Amy, did you and Blake fight a lot?
Yeah, I guess we did fight quite a lot. I guess we did, yeah.
I want to have a talk to you.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I want to know why you did it.
What are you talking about, Blake? I'm not fucking anyone else. Just shut up, okay?
That's not what I heard. I saw a text message.
Excuse me? So what?
Why don't you pay
Text
attention?
message.
Pay attention to
You're an
me.
idiot, Blake.
You fucking pay attention to me.
Fucking touch me like that. It's not okay.
I'll touch you whenever the fuck I want.
Won't. Fuck you. Get out of my fucking house. Fucking house.
Do you want me to smack you up?
Oh, do you like that? That's what you want, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no, that is
You're
it.
the- no,
That's
you're the
it.
one
So
doing
fucking
it.
papers can get a fucking look. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't fucking touch me like that.
Well, the Crystals had a song called He Hit Me, and it felt like a kiss. Like, that's messed up. There's only a certain percentage of people that would understand what that's about. Like, most people will be like, how dare you promote domestic violence? But for me, it's like, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
She always said that he was the male version of her. It was just a losing combination.
Shut up. Your face. You be quiet.
I'd be quiet.
Yeah, you be
I'm
quiet.
the fucking man around here.
Show me some balls and then you can be the man.
I'll
At the
show you
moment,
some
no, at
fucking
the
balls.
moment you're not a fucking man. Don't fucking touch me like that.
Like what?
What the fuck are you doing? Don't fucking touch me like that.
All right. I'm sorry.
Good.
Daddy's little girl.
Well, I'm really either a really good drunk, or else I'm just like shit, horrible, violent, emotional, abusive drunk. I mean, he just has to say one thing wrong and I'll just chin him.
What'd you guys fight about?
I don't know. Just like normal stuff.
I love you. Now you know that.
I love you too, but I don't understand why you're being so crazy.
Because you did something.
No,
You did
insane.
something. Yeah, you did something.
You're
Oh,
fucking
is it because
insane.
I introduced you to crack? Is that why? Is that why?
You're being ridiculous.
No, I'm not.
Oh my god, I can't even deal with this right now. I really can't deal with this because
You never want to deal with anything.
insane.
You always talk about all this shit.
No, because you're not saying anything.
You're always so
real.
distracted.
No,
Maybe you
because-
should tone down the drugs a bit. Maybe you can't
I
handle.
should
You
tone
can't
down the
handle your
fucking
liquor.
drugs.
You can't handle your fucking liquor.
Who the fuck's talking here? You fucking gave me this stuff, so what?
You got a point there.
Yeah, I fucking do. Shut up.
Tell me, Amy, about your tattoos, about all of them.
Well, yeah, I've got quite a lot of tattoos actually by now, but the first one I got was my ex-boyfriend's name tattooed across my heart, Blake, and yeah, and he got my name tattooed behind his ear, and it was yeah, I think we were together like a month or something before we got them done. It was...
Can you tell me how you felt when you and Blake split up?
Yeah, not good. I just kind of went to a very dark place for a while and... Fuck you. You're not fucking helping me! Why aren't you fucking helping me? I'm not fine all the time. Why are you doing I'm not really the kind of person who will like write music to get my voice heard or to be famous or any of that stuff. I'm just, you know, I write because I've got a problem that I'm dealing with that I need to work through, or I need to make something good out of something bad, and yeah, so I guess I just wrote music, and then I wrote some more music and some more music, and yeah, suddenly I had Back to Black, and that was my second album.
Tell me how Black to Black compares to Frank.
Well, I kind of felt like with my first album, Frank, you know, I like the album, but in the end it kind of sounded like all the songs had been done by different people and they'd all been dumped into one album. And for my second album, I really wanted to create a record that just felt like, you know, it was all done in 2 weeks in the same place. And I feel like Back to Black sounds like that.
Back to Black went straight to #1 on the UK chart. It was an outstanding success for her.
People loved it. It had so much to offer. It had so many different levels and varieties to it that so many different people could relate to.
So Amy, there's a lot of 60s influence on Back to Black.
Yeah, I really love the 60s. I just think it's so kind of, so innocent and naive and yeah, I just really like dramatic, and I really like that. I love the whole like thing of, I love that guy with the dirty hair and he rides a motorcycle, and I don't care if he doesn't love me because I'm gonna lie down in the road for him because I love him, and you know, it's very all or nothing, and I really like that. I really like that mentality, you know.
What is Back to Black about?
Back to Black is about when a relationship ends and you go back, you know, you've got to go back to what you know, and you know, except I wasn't really working at the time, so I didn't really have anything to go back to, and yeah, so when the guy I was seeing went back to his ex-girlfriend, I just kind of went into a very black place for a while, and I don't know, I just did a lot of stupid things that you do when you're in love and 22.
Was this the end of you and Blake?
Well, no, we went our little separate ways for a while, and then, you know, we realised that we loved each other, and so, you know, we got back together because, you know, life's too short, and we just ran off and got married in Miami.
I'm sure she'll be back any minute now. She's not too good at keeping track of time. Amy, where are you? You got married? No, I'm not going to be happy about this. This is absurd. What about your responsibilities? No, don't put Blake on the phone. Don't do it. No, you can't call me Dad. You get my little girl back to London now.
The point is, Mitch never liked Blake from the very beginning. Even after they were married, they never had any time to themselves. Blake used to joke about it. He'd say Mitch was even at the foot of their bed when, well, you know. Anyway, even Amy sensed it. She'd giggle, though. Whenever he'd make jokes about it, Blake joked about it all the time. We just laughed.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't really care what other people thought, and yeah, I was happily married. You know, my kind of happy.
The focus very soon began to switch to her personal life, and you know, it became a classic tabloid journalism where she became a fixture in the tabloids, but it was, of course, not about the music. It was about her so-called lifestyle. It was about her drug use, her alcoholism.
And she'd be walking down the street at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning with cuts and bruises and bleeding and track marks on her arms. And the press ate it up. And they said, well, look what Blake's doing to her.
And the media really wanted Blake to go away.
Well, the thing is, I'm such a loving, maternal person. It's just that alcohol gets a hold of you, and the thing is that all news is good news, and if one person reads a paper and thinks, what? She punched too? She said what? And goes, she must be mad. I'm gonna buy her album because she must be quite cool, she's nutty. If one person thinks that, then cool.
Amy? Where are you? Amy? Amy? Oh, shit. Amy? Amy? Come on. Wake up. Wake up, then.
Don't leave me, Blake. Don't leave me. I'll be a good girl, I promise.
I won't leave you. You're perfect for me. I love you.
I love you too, Blake.
Tell me how you thought that your relationship was going.
yeah. I mean, it was good actually for a while. It was, you know, we got our shit together and we were doing the rehab thing, and that was cool. And then Blake got arrested and got put in prison. It was not helpful.
How'd that make you feel?
I just felt like, I don't know, I just really missed him. You know, I was just kind of a mess, and I'd have to get up and do a show or, you know, awards show, whatever, and I just, you know, for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like singing. I didn't want to do it, and so I would just zone myself out, you know, I just kind of, you know, just to get through it. Despite any short-term or material successes, our marriage is my proudest achievement, and your last name is the proudest jewelry I've ever walked in. Yours always, Amy.
The press in the US and England really had a field day with the fact that Amy was, you know, struggling. They kind of made a lot of media jokes, and there was a lot of tabloids about how, you know, is she going to be able to keep things up? Is she going to be able to continue writing? Amy was absolutely heartbroken that the man that she was in love with was in jail.
When he went to prison, I think a lot of people were relieved, and especially Mitch Winehouse was like, right, I can get her out of this situation, get her away from him, and get her healthy and get her better.
As for drugs, she'll get bored of them. I think that in 2 years, she'll be fit, healthy, and having babies. Motherhood will be her drug.
In 2009, we got a divorce.
What does the paparazzi and the media think of you?
You know, they give me a hard time, I guess, sometimes, but I don't think anything that they've ever written has been unfair or unjust. You know, I've done a lot of stupid things, and I was drinking a lot, and I was in a relationship, and I did just, you know, one destructive thing after the other, and yeah. You know, or else I was just out having a good time. And, you know, the thing is that today's news is tomorrow's fish and chips paper, so it doesn't bother me, you know. Just gotta be like, whatever. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of things I've done coming back to bite me in the bum. Like, I've done some pretty stupid things, and And not that I regret them, because like you shouldn't regret anything you've done, like I said, but like just, you know, I've done some pretty stupid things. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Lioness Records, Amy.
Yeah, Lioness Records. It's a record company that I set up for other women, like female artists as well, that want to do the music thing. And the first person I signed was my beautiful goddaughter, Dion Bromfield, and she is she's so like super talented. She's so much better than I was at her age. When I first met her when she was 11, I was just like, what? This girl can sing, and so. Yeah, and then for the name, I didn't know what to call it, really. I was thinking about different things, and then my nan gave me this necklace when I was young of a lioness, and she said that it reminded her of me, and yeah, so when I was thinking of a name, I found it, and I thought, that's it. I'm going to name it Lioness after my nan, Cynthia.
There was a video on YouTube of Dion, I think she was around 13 then, singing with Amy. And it's a kind of a shocking video because Amy's with this innocent 13-year-old girl, and she looks absolutely wasted, and she was at that point where she was really emaciated, she was so thin.
Are you still drinking? You're still doing drugs?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to keep it clean these days, you know, and I still have a couple of drinks now and then, whatever, but nothing crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I'm just really focused on the music and on writing and yeah, being happy.
Hey, doing all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Need anything?
And I'm all right.
I'll be back in the morning, okay? I'm going to bed. Call if there's anything you need.
Okay.
Okay?
Last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, when I was young, I wanted to be a roller skating waitress. And like, that sounds weird, but honestly, every time anyone asked me what I wanted to be, I was like, I want to be a roller skating waitress. And I just thought that would be really cool. And yeah, and either that or I thought I'd be a mum or something. And then just the music thing just kind of happened. And I was like, all right, well, I'll do that then. And yeah, and that was really cool. And yeah, so I guess in 5 years, I'll just be doing that. I'll just be making music and doing my thing. And, you know, it's not rocket science. It's not anything, like, important. But yeah, I'm just a singer. And I'll always just be a singer. And I guess I'll just be doing that. Like, writing music, and maybe I'll have a few kids, I don't know. And, yeah. Or else if that all just goes to pot and it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to plan A and be a roller skating waitress.
Amy.
the realisation that life is short and, you know, I don't want to think about the future too much and, yeah, I guess I just try and live in the moment as much as I can, just be present and in the moment.
All right, Amy, you need to get up. Come on, Amy. Amy. Yes, I need an ambulance. She's not breathing. I don't know what to do. Yes, just please come fast. Thank you.
Amy Winehouse was found dead in her flat in Camden, North London this afternoon. Cause of death is still unknown. She was 27.
At this point, it was just so shocking and it was so sad because everything finally seemed to be going okay for her.
It seemed that people saw it coming, people watched it coming, people had predicted it, and yet there still wasn't, I don't think, any ardent effort to prevent it.
There were reports that months before she died, she was still contacting Blake and she was begging him to give her a visiting order so she could come and see him in prison, and he refused. And he says, I have to live with that now.
She was a terrific singer. She was like no other today. She was iconic for her look and her sound, and I know I'll always remember Amy.
I want kids to listen to my music and to think, well, I can write whatever I want to write, and I don't have to be like Dido, and I don't have to be like Robbie Williams, and I certainly don't have to go on Pop Idol to be able to write music. And yeah, it's all I do my work for, really. And you know, I want real music to come through. I don't know if real music ever really will come through, but just for people growing up while I'm doing music, I would hate for them to think that they have to sound like someone else to get somewhere.
You watched her and it was like everyone was silent. No one could say anything. And then she finished and you were just like, wow, that's music.
On October the 26th, during an inquest into the death of Amy Winehouse, it was revealed that she died from alcohol poisoning after a drinking binge. This was after a period in which the 27-year-old Grammy Award winner had abstained from alcohol. When found at her London residence on July the 23rd, 2011, Winehouse was more than 5 times over the legal drink-drive limit. The amount of alcohol in her body was enough to render her comatose and make breathing extremely difficult. The inquest recorded a verdict of misadventure.